So I want to talk about the Simba Mattress and the Casper Mattress. Right off the bat, I'm going to say I do like both the mattresses, and the main difference between the two mattresses is going to be that the Simba Mattress is softer than the Casper Mattress. But I do like both of the mattresses, and I'll tell you the timeline that I had when I have tried both of these mattresses. Bought the Simba Mattress first, was really happy sleeping on it, except when I had lower back pain. So I've got an anterior pelvic tilt, which means my pelvis is slightly that way. Right, should be there, it's that way. If it was that way, it'd be posterior pelvic tilt, so it's back that way. So I do get this back pain if I aggravate it. When I have or had back pain at that point, I didn't get a comfortable night's sleep on the Simba, and at the end of the day, that's what I'm searching for, just something that I can get through each night, whether I've got a bad back or not. If I didn't have a bad back, it was really, really comfortable. It felt quite luxurious in that it does envelope you, do sink in, but it's still firm, it's supportive in the right ways. It's a nice mattress. But when I had lower back pain, it was bad. I couldn't get comfortable, and I had to put a topper on it and try it all different. So I wasn't really getting through the night. So it wasn't great. Straight after that, I got the Lisa. I was happier on the Lisa than the Simba, although I'm still happy with the Simba. I found that for me, the Lisa was more pleasant. It was better on my back, and it was slightly firmer, and that made it better for me. But I still had this problem when I got back pain. It wasn't a great mattress to be on. I wasn't getting through the night. So carried on. Then I tried the Casper. And although the Casper to lie on at first is probably the least comfortable of the mattresses I tried, in that it's not luxurious. It's not uncomfortable as, oh my God, but you don't get that sensation that you're probably looking for in a new mattress. Oh, blissful. But from day one, I never got back pain. Even if I've had back pain during the day, when I sleep on the Casper, I got right through the night. It hasn't been a problem. So I have to say, for me, at 13 stone, 6 foot average build, because it's really important when you're trying to compare what it's going to feel like for you to know whether you're lighter or bigger than me. So for me, at that size, it is the perfect mattress. Every day is more comfortable than the last time. So yes, over time your body will adjust to any new mattress, because your muscle, the way you lie on a mattress is never going to be exactly the same between any two mattresses. They're all going to have their own characteristics, unique properties. So your muscles will get used to a different mattress and adjust over a period of time. That's why they say, at least give it 30 days. I don't know if it takes that long, but when you are on a mattress for a period of time, it will feel more comfortable, just because your muscles are adjusting and getting used to a more normal feel. Your body doesn't like anything that it thinks isn't normal. So I have not had a bad night, probably coming up to 3 months now, on the Casper. So I'm really happy. So far, for me, for lower back pain and as an all-round mattress, it is better. So, trying to cut a long story short, main differences between Simba and Casper is a firmer mattress. And for me, it's been kinder on my lower back. It's not a firm mattress, but it's firmer than the Simba. So, cut to the chase in the differences between the actual mattresses themselves physically. The materials, the construction. So there are some big differences. A lot of these online mattresses are very, very similar, makeup and they're all foam, but there are differences between these two. I've already said Simba is a softer mattress than the Casper. Casper is firmer, but not overly firm. If that's what you're thinking, it isn't. It's still reasonably soft, but firmer than the Simba. Major differences between the two. They both have 4 layers. The top layer of the Casper is 1.5 inches, 4 centimeters. The top layer of the Simba is 5 centimeters, 2 inches. Simba has a top layer of synthetic latex. Now, not many of these foam mattresses actually go for the latex. Latex is much more preferable than the polyfoam used in a lot of these mattresses. So they call the top layer Simbatex. It is 100% synthetic latex. Not the greatest latex. A lot of these really good latexes out there are normally a blend of synthetic and natural. Not many fully natural latex out there, but it is at least latex. So latex is going to be better for heat retention, moisture retention, durability down the line. All foam mattresses are going to have problems after about 5 years on average. They're going to start retaining your body shape. They're going to start having a dip. The properties are going to start diminishing. Everybody knows it. I'm not lying to you. If you check their warranties, they even write it into the warranties that they're expecting a certain dip, and they even tell you how much dip to expect before you can even start talking about a warranty return. So there's a big difference. Polyfoam top layer on the Casper at 4 centimeters, 1.5 inches. Top layer is 5 centimeters, 2 inches on the Simba. So Simba wins for that top layer. Now, it's interesting with the Casper. I say polyfoam, and that includes the US. They used to have latex in the US on their Casper mattresses. If you buy a Casper mattress now in the US, it's going to be polyfoam. It's going to be the same as the UK one. The main difference between the UK and the US is that the US ones have certified foams, in other words, low volatile organic compound emissions, known as off-gassing. So that's the smell you get from the chemicals leaching over time. Now, it shouldn't go on for long, but all these petrochemical foams are going to leach over time, and you need if that's going to be a problem, you need a fully natural mattress. So yeah, in the US, it's also polyfoam now. The layers are the same size as the UK. So they are basically going to feel the same, except that you've got certification for low off-gassing, if you want, in the USA. But Switzerland, Austria, Germany, they still have latex. So if you're in Europe, bear in mind that if you want a latex Casper, you can get it from Germany, Austria, Switzerland. Technically, they say they won't sell to you, but obviously if you're going to import it and you're not going to worry about your 100-day trial, you can get one. There's the difference between the top layers. You then come on to the other big difference, is that Simba is all about, we have these unique microcoils, 2,500 conical pocket springs in our mattress. 2,500 is in the king size. All the number of springs you see are according to the king size, unless it actually says specifically for the size mattress it's talking about. So 2,500 in the king size, what's that? About 1,200 probably in a single. Now, it's not like getting full-size pocket springs. I mean, the really good pocket spring mattresses, not just a layer, I mean, they have multiple layers of pocket springs. Most mattresses you see over 2,000, if they're full size, they must be layered on top of each other, because there's a maximum number of pocket springs you can get. Now, conical pocket springs are supposed to be conical shaped, cone shaped, and all be individual, so they're not joined together. Now, I find that confusing. If I look online at the pictures for the pocket springs in the Simba, I've only seen one picture where it actually shows them wrapped, and they kind of don't really look individual. I'm not saying they aren't, but I mean, they're so small, it's really hard to tell what they actually are and how effective they may be. Now, they're wrapped in 2 centimeters, so the second layer, 2 centimeters of foam, in which are the pocket springs. So they're wrapped in foam, so they can't be 2 centimeters, they must be less than the height of the foam. So I don't know exactly how much. I've asked them multiple times, and I always get a different answer. Sometimes they say 1 centimeter, then they say 2 centimeters, something in between. Nobody really knows. But so they're a maximum of 2 centimeters. They're micro coils, in other words. That's just how much they can make, difference they can make, how much it's going to support, I don't know. But that's the next layer down. So it's just normal foam that they're encased in. The next layer down on the Casper, again, 1.5 inches, 4 centimeters of memory foam. Now, that's a decent quality memory foam on the Casper for a second layer, second comfort layer. 64 kilos per cubic meter. So that's how a cubic meter weighs. The more foam, the more dense it's packed, the more it's going to weigh. You've got to come down to the third layer on the Simba before you hit the memory foam. So the memory foam is already under pocket springs, and it's under the latex. So the memory foam, remember, is actually made to hold your shape. You're not going to get any bounce out of it. So that's why they put the latex on top, so that it's a reasonably bouncy mattress. So that layer is to hold your shape. It's 55 kilo per cubic meter on the Simba, so it's a low quality memory foam. Are you going to notice that in reality? Well, because they're on the lower layers, probably not. But yes, down the line, as I said, it's all going to start dipping and holding your shape over time. The less dense your foam, the less durable down the line it's going to be. So it kind of balances out that top, more durable latex layer. So there you've got your 3 layers, your 3 comfort layers on the Simba. 5 centimeters latex, 2 centimeters pocket springs, inside foam, 3 centimeters memory foam. On your Casper, top layer polyfoam, second layer memory foam, and then you come to what's a little bit different with them, what they call their adaptive transitional layer. So it's going to be in between your support layer, which is the hard base layer, and the comfort layers, which mold to your shape. That again is 1.5 inches, 4 centimeters on the Casper, and it's a 40 kilo per cubic meter. So again, it's in between your support layers. So now both of these support layers on both of these mattresses are 15 centimeters and about 30 kilo per cubic meter. I say about because one says 33 and the other one says about 29. So they're about 33 kilos. So they're basically the same. Some people don't get how is it the base layer is that much less dense and yet that much firmer, because obviously the base layer is made to not give at all. Well, there isn't really a relationship. You can make any density foam be soft or firmer, but it's just not going to be a high quality foam. There's not a lot of foam in it, so it's fine for a base layer. So the base layers are the same. So yeah, so that's the main differences between the two mattresses. But I have to say, I think that the adaptive layer on the Casper makes a difference. It's just firm enough to provide that extra support, but without feeling too firm. Now, a lot of people I have seen complain that for heavier people, you go through the top layers on the Casper and then you hit a firm layer below it, and it's really uncomfortable. Be careful, because they've only just started putting in the adaptive layer, and I say 2016, 2017 for the USA and the UK. UK first, then now USA, see they've got the adaptive layer. So most people who've made that complaint are on the old configuration where they didn't have that transitional layer at all. I wasn't expecting much out of the Casper, having read some of these online reviews, but I have to say I do like it. I find it soft, and I don't really. It is. If you look at my Casper versus Lisa video, although they're similar mattresses, I did note that as you hit the bottom of where it's allowing you to sink in, that bottom kind of feels firmer, but to me not in a comfortable way. It's in a supportive way. So I do feel the Casper supports better than the Simba, because the Simba is, for me, a little bit too giving. So there isn't enough softness. Now that's, if you're lighter than me, it may be the Simba is going to be absolutely perfect. So that is, the main differences. They are, a lot of the online mattresses are very similar, but the Simba is different, I have to say, than the other all foam configurations, in that you've got coils, you've got latex, but you do pay a little bit more for it. Now I do my own little tests, kind of for fun, but they do have, they do indicate the properties of the mattresses. So just to tell you my little test between the Simba mattress and the Casper mattress. When I place a 20 kilo weight in the middle of each mattress, I get an 8 centimeter dip from the Simba. I get a 6 centimeter dip from Casper. So that tells me, well, I felt anyway, Simba is a softer mattress. It will give more for equal amount of body weight. If I put a tennis ball at the end of the dip made by the weight to see how far out that weight will affect the mattress outside of the actual area being pressed down, I find the Simba has a 26.5 radius of effect, and Casper 26. So basically, both pretty good. It means, you know, you press down and there's not much else of the mattress being affected. Both better than the Lisa mattress, by the way. Also, I found my own little transference test, just using a little vibration app. It measures the vibration being received to the phone, and I drop a weight, a 5 kilo weight at one end, measure how much of that energy is being transferred to the other end of the mattress. The Simba is a little better for transference. So if you move a lot, if someone drops heavy weights while you're sleeping, how much of that would you feel? So for what they call transference, Simba is a little bit better. Although, you know, all these foam mattresses, you know, not too bad really. My bounce test, if this is a big one. So if I, from the same height, I drop a tennis ball and I watch to see how many times that bounces. So that will tell me how bouncy the actual mattress itself is. Obviously, it will bounce higher if less of the energy of the tennis ball is being absorbed by the mattress. And I only get 2 bounces out of the Simba, whereas I get 7 out of the Casper. So that tells me it's going to be a bouncier mattress because it will absorb less of your energy as you move. And I like a kind of a bouncy feel. I mean, if you hate, you know, a memory foam because it doesn't allow you to move at all, it holds your shape and it kind of feels like quicksand or whatever, then you're going to love the Casper, I think, because it is pretty bouncy. The Simba is all, you know, there is not that much bounce. That is a significant difference between the two mattresses. The other test, and of course people want to know, edge support. If you get up in the morning and you're putting on your shoes or your socks or whatever and you sit on the end of your bed, is it going to support your weight? Some of these mattresses, like I had the Eve mattress and it completely collapsed on me if I sat on the end of it. If I test how much of a dip I get with a 20 kilo weight placed on the edge, Simba will give me an 8.7 centimeter dip and Casper 8 centimeters. So they're both pretty reasonable for a foam mattress edge support, but Casper has the edge for edge support. Anyway, so the Casper is a little bit better, but probably something you're not really going to notice in reality, and they're both going to be okay. I haven't mentioned the covers on these, and I do particularly, whereas as far as design goes, both completely bland, you know, a white top, you know, with a greyish surround. Oh my God, can we have some imagination? Doesn't look so in the near future. Also, I noticed in the warranty for the Simba, it said void if you remove the zip cover, and it did say there's a seal on that zip. Now I didn't notice any seal on it, and I did remove my cover, well, the cover on both of them. So you want to be careful of that. They say it's sealed. I didn't notice any seal. There may be a little bit of wax on it or something, and they say you can't remove the cover. I think that's a little bit strict. But the 100% polyester on Simba. On the Casper, it's 99% polyester, 1% elastane, a highly elastic material, and it does give it a nice, stretchy, smooth feel. I do like the cover. I just wish they'd, you know, make them a little bit more attractive. That doesn't matter if you're going to put sheets over it. I guess not, but you know, would it really hurt to make some colours? So yeah, so the cover's very similar, especially in design, but I do prefer the Casper. They're both described as online only. Okay, well that seems to actually mean that you can only order them and it will only be shipped from their warehouse, because you can you can look and try the Simba mattress in John Lewis. You can buy the Casper mattress in the USA in their West Elm stores. Casper also have a showroom in Covent Garden in central London. So there are places you can go to see these mattresses. They say they're still online only because they don't actually stock them in these stores. So like I said, with all these mattresses, a lot of people like them, some people are not going to like them. And that's why it's weird, because they all say we have discovered the greatest mattress, we are the world's most comfortable mattress. Simba actually say something about them being the best mattress in the world. They always seem to say the similar thing. Obviously, they're not. No mattress is great for everybody because everybody's a different size and shape. So they're all going to require different mattresses, aren't they? At the end of the day, these mattresses are made to suit the majority of people, but not everybody. At the end of the day, talking of warranties, I did mention that they're gonna just have some disclaimer about what you can actually claim for, because although they both give it, now I've got to say they're both 10 years, but Casper call it warranty, Simba call it a guarantee. I don't know if there's any really legal difference in saying that, but anyway, whereas Casper will actually say that 2.5 centimeters of dip is expected. So what do they actually say? Deterioration causing the mattress to have a visible indentation greater than 2.5 centimeters. That is not associated with an indentation or sag, which results from the use of improper or unsupportive bed base. So they're already saying it's got to be more than 2.5 centimeters sag before they consider it for warranty. And even then they can argue about, how you use it. And you've got a lot of, I must say, people never mention the base, do they? Because you completely change the feel of your mattress depending on what base you have. You can have a solid base that's going to make the mattress feel firmer. I use a sprung base, very popular in Europe, which makes the mattress feel a bit softer. But, you can change the feel of your mattress to a degree. If it's feels a little bit soft to you or a little bit firm, first thing a lot of people do is go and get a topper. But you can change your base to make a big difference. I know they actually come with their own supportive base, but it's still, a lot of it depends on what that's put on. I mean, you could put it on the floor for a really solid base, but you can put it on box springs. Don't have wooden slats that are quite wide apart. You want them quite near apart, or it's going to damage the mattress and as well as change the feel of it. The guarantee by Simba, they don't actually specify the dip, but they do make sure they've got a lot to argue about. But this is their guarantee, 10.7. Upon requesting a return of the mattress under warranty or under any statute or regulation requiring the replacement or refund of faulty goods, Simba will ask you to supply photographs of the entire sleeping surface of the mattress and any visible fault. These photographs will be used to determine whether a replacement is necessary. Simba is the sole arbiter of whether a mattress is faulty and qualifies under warranty. Failure to send photographs of the fault may result in a replacement being delayed or the mattress not being replaced. The sole arbiter, they're saying. So they're going to make a decision on whether it's fair wear and tear or not. But don't expect your foam mattress to go 10 years anyway. It's not going to happen, is it? They say the average is 3 to 8 years, reckon 5 years. As soon as it starts getting a dip, it's pointless, isn't it, keeping it? So how much do the actual mattresses themselves weigh? Because that's something you're going to be lifting, isn't it? When you put in your sheets and stuff and turn in the mattress, wherever, it could be an issue because they can be quite heavy. Now, funny enough, Simba say their single is only 21 kilo, whereas Casper say theirs is 29 kilo. The double on the Simba 30 kilo, the double on the Casper 33 kilos, and yet the king on both of them are 37 kilo. Now, how can that possibly be? I mean, same materials, same mattresses, just different sizes. So they're both saying the king is 37 kilo, yet come down to the singles, Simba saying 21 kilo and Casper's 29 kilo. That doesn't add up, does it? I mean, dear oh dear. As for what they claim is the maximum capacity for their mattress, Casper say good for 150 kilo or a 23.5 stone person, whereas Simba say only 18 stone, 114 kilo person. Now, I did mention prices. Simba is a little bit more expensive than most of the other online mattresses. Yes, nobody pays, unless you're a little bit silly or naive, the full price that it says on the website for the mattress, because they all have discounts. Some of them force you into a discount no matter what you do. Like Lisa, You can't avoid a discount because even if you don't go with any code, and by the time you go to checkout, it's automatically applied a discount code. Simba, Casper, a little bit different. You've got to go through a referral code. I will put a referral code if you want to use my code in the link. Yes, I do get some money if you buy through my link, just as you would for any other link you use. But you do generally get normally £50 off. Sometimes it's more depending on their promotions. Casper, I have never been able to see a lot of them like Simba. You go online and ask them for the code. Simba used to say, well, we'll give you a code, but you have to use it today. Doesn't matter what day you go on, you have to use the code today. So you can always get a code. It's not that hard. With Casper, you do have to, well, in my experience, you've had to go in, unless they've got some special promotion, you normally have to go in off of someone's referral link, a friend referral, they will call it, to get you normally £50 off or $50 off or whatever. Because even if you ask them on their chat, they say, we don't give out discount codes. And yet, of course, they absolutely do. So bearing in mind, you're going to get £50 off both of these mattresses using someone's discount code. The Simba will still work out a little bit more expensive. They're published prices for a single: Casper $350, Simba $399, Casper double $550, Simba double $599, Casper King $600, Simba $699, and Super King, Casper $700, Simba $99. So so you're basically £50 more expensive than whatever you buy, £50 to £100 on the Simba. Those are the major differences. One interesting fact I've got to tell you, and you need to check, when I got my Casper, unbelievably, it was the wrong way round. So what would normally be the top of the mattress, which you would judge by the cover, so that nice elasticated white cover is always on the top, it was actually the inside the other way round. You had the actual comfort layers on the bottom. Good thing you don't lose your warranty, as far as I know, for taking the cover off that, because I had no option. Although having told them, I have to say they offered to replace it. That wasn't going to be a problem, but it wasn't a big deal to take it off, being that mine was a single. But you do need to watch that. I did get a mattress that was the wrong way around. I do have a video showing that. If you look at my unboxing, it did actually happen. It is something you're going to have to look at if you get a Casper. Are you a stomach sleeper? If you're a stomach sleeper, stop right now. You need to change. It's terrible. It's a terrible position. You're going to get back problems at some point. But if you are a stomach sleeper now, you need a firm mattress. You're going to need the Casper. Simba is going to be too soft. You shouldn't be sleeping on your. I would say as at a normal weight, you shouldn't be sleeping unless you're very, 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 very light. Sleeping on the Simba. If you're a stomach sleeper and you're looking at these two mattresses, get the Casper. If you're a back sleeper or a side sleeper, a side sleeper, because you've got that, you need your shoulder to sink in a little bit more. Maybe the Simba, but I sleep on my side and my back. The shoulder is not really a problem, but if you have shoulder issues already, go for the Simba. It's going to have more give on the shoulder. Should have mentioned also another big difference actually is the base layer on the Simba is zoned. In other words, it's designed to give a bit more at the bits where you want your body to give. So that's why I just remembered, because like one of those areas is going to be the shoulder, the other area is going to be the hips. They say it's got 7 zones. Well, actually, they've changed it in 4 areas, and they're calling it 7 because they're taking those 4 areas and also the areas that haven't been drilled through to give more give, and they're calling that also a zoned area. So you kind of could argue, is it 7 zones? But yes, they have cut holes through the bottom of the base layer, which means it's more squidgy a little bit. I don't know how much difference that makes, but there will be technically a little bit more give around the shoulder area, around the hip area on the Simba. They don't do that on the Casper. So to sum up the whole process of describing the differences between the Simba and the Casper is, one is the Simba is softer, the Casper is firmer, but I would say I could recommend either of them. I do think they're both nice mattresses, and I have to say the differences between a lot of these online mattresses is quite subtle. I think I've only had one mattress where I could say it's not good, and I've got to say that was a sleeping duck, because it straight off the bat it started having sinkage in the middle, which took hours to, which you don't expect from memory foam. And of course, it's configuration of different foams. That shouldn't have happened. It had a dip, and as soon as you try to move during the night, you've got that dip, which is the problem with very old memory foams. They're all more expensive now. Foams have really come a long way. Each generation has been getting better and better. So the differences are quite subtle between all of these online. If you're looking at all, the ones that are really out there marketing, Eve, Bruno, there are lots of them, more in the US than there is in the UK. But I can only say, from the point of view of if you got low back pain, a lot of us looking for a mattress is right for that very reason. You're getting back pain, especially as we start getting older. And Casper, I think, is excellent for that. It really fills out all the curves in my body, and it doesn't have so-called zoning, but still the foam, is adjusting to my body, and I haven't had a single bad night, I have to say. It's the only mattress in years that I've not had a bad night. It comes with the caveat that you're not going to get that luxury feel. It's not going to say, oh yes, but I have to say, I get in bed every night and it does feel comfortable. But I've been on other mattresses where you think, oh, brilliant, but they're not so good for you. At the end of the day, you get up in the morning and you got aches and pains. But yeah, it's a decent price. It's cheaper than a lot of the Casper, that is. It's cheaper than a lot of the other online mattresses. And I have to say, despite a lot of some people really hating on that mattress, it's been I've tried a lot of mattresses to date. It's my favourite mattress.